I just realized it's been a while since I posted anything on the car, and I have been working on it, but at the same time I've been caught up in life, so I haven't really had any major single milestones that warranted a video. So I thought I'd just create this one to catch everybody up, and also I hit 1,000 subscribers. Never would I have thought that 1,000 people would actually subscribe to this channel. It was never my intent to build a big audience, if you want to call that a big audience. It was just to disseminate information. So thanks for taking an interest, and let's check out the changes to the car. Okay, so walking down the side of the car here, it might not be intuitively obvious, but the car has been clay barred. It's also been cleaned up with TR3. It's resin glaze, and I had actually had overspray. I spray paint a lot of parts, and I actually use my spray gun in the garage, and didn't realize all the overspray that was on my car. So it took a fair amount of work to go ahead and clay bar this, but I did it. Sunroof still continues to challenge me. It is in, and I tell you what, that Mercedes sunroof grease made a world of difference. However, the back of the roof is not coming up, and I really think that my rear slides are actually bent, or the tracks, there's kind of a U-shape plastic piece in the track. That might actually be cracked or broken, so I need to pull those out and look at them a little closer. But I think we're almost there on the sunroof. So you'll notice the hood is on the car, which means I've made enough progress on the engine to warrant putting the hood back on. So I've got my piping in now. Everything's welded up. I actually did the actual intake side of the piping as well. If we come down here, you'll see the AC compressor is in. And I almost ran the piping without the compressor in, and that would have been a huge mistake because I thought I had more room than I did. So I'm glad I welded up my bracket and put the compressor in. And hopefully I am done forever with piping on this intake side. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It's pretty strong. Couldn't find any leaks in my welds, so pleased with that part of it. So overall, the engine looks good, I think. It is also done. The only thing remaining, two things remaining in this engine compartment are the water lines. And I need to mark the hose and actually have a fitting crimped. You're not going to be able to see it because of the lighting. Oh, there we go. There's an 10AN fitting coming through the firewall, and that needs to go to the block on this side by the filter. And then I have a 10AN fitting, and I don't think we're going to see it down here, but on the water pump housing, there's a 10AN fitting that I had welded on, and I need to run that back to the stock grommet. I've decided to try and actually wrap this up rather than just doing piecemeal work and getting the car running and testing it. The reason is just time and expense. Let's get it done. And that Evans waterless coolant, it's fairly expensive. I think it was like 50 bucks a gallon, so I don't want to keep draining my system and filling it back up because I can't capture all the fluid every time. So I want to get this unit all plumbed up for the coolant line, and hopefully that it doesn't need to come out again. So the intent is just to finish it. Okay, so I did paint the engine compartment before I put the engine back in. Well, the wheel wells anyways, I touched that up. If you subscribe to my Facebook page, you would have seen the shock towers got a little messed up because of my spring compressor. So I did touch those up. Also touched up the radiator support that comes across and the inside bottom of the hood. So I did not do the outside flange here because where the paint rolls over, I wanted it to match, but the inside has been touched up. Also, you'll see the new insulation pad. I think that adds a lot to the crispness of the look. And while I was at it, I went ahead and painted the grille. So I took the grille apart, painted the inside black, and I think that'll add a pretty good look to it. I still need to put the latch assembly. Of course, my grille was very pitted, and the black paint kind of makes the pits stand out quite a bit. So it might come back at a later date and do kind of a satin or matte, but I'm pleased with it. And if somebody wants to nitpick the car to that extent, then That's their problem, not mine. So that's pretty much it. Once I run those water lines, the only other remaining thing in this engine compartment will be the AC condenser and the AC lines. Unfortunately, the AC lines are going to have to follow the factory route, come right through here and down and into, there's actually a groove down here, into the condenser in that manner. I wish I could hide them better, but I simply got 5 pounds of crap in a 1 pound bag here. So after the AC, I can just move on to finishing up the interior, and I'm going to call it pretty much done. There will always be little projects to add to this car. If I do decide to bag it and follow through on that rather than moving on to the next build, I'd love to learn about that. I'd love to get into custom upholstery work, but I'm kind of looking forward to a new project, and hopefully one that goes a lot quicker while I drive this car. So that's it. Again, 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the feedback, and thanks for going through the build with me. Thank you.